I kind of saw him in the corner of my eye. That's when I felt that kind of alarm.
And as soon as I sat in my car, the guy grabbed me. It just all happens like so fast.
It just happened so fast.
In a matter of seconds, these two women became victims of violent crimes. Annette Hawkins, beaten and robbed in the middle of the day. Autumn Haverkamp stabbed near a popular downtown hotspot. Investigators say in each case, the suspect had just been released from prison.
He just kept hitting me and hitting me.
Police say 65-year-old Verl Crawford beat Hawkins with a rock outside this Walgreens at Central and Hillside in July.
I had stitches on the side of my face here, and then I had staples in my head, and then I had a lot of little wounds that couldn't be, they were like more like scrapes and stuff that couldn't be stitched up.
Crawford served 30 years in a Kansas prison for crimes including aggravated robbery and rape. He was paroled in April. He's now back behind bars waiting on a competency evaluation to determine whether he can stand trial for the attack on Hawkins.
You should have saw if he was competent before you let him out of jail. I just don't think there's enough monitoring on these people or even monitoring before they get out of jail.
It was absolutely preventable.
Autumn Haverkamp is just as angry.
I was really, really angry. Like, he never should have been released in the first place, especially considering his past 2 felonies and his behavior in prison.
The man accused of randomly attacking and stabbing her in November, Jeffrey Elam, was also on parole. He served time for sexually abusing 2 children. Prison records show Elam violated his parole several times, and in February of 2020, he disappeared until police arrested him in November of 2021 for allegedly stabbing Haverkamp as she walked to her car in Old Town.
I still feel the same anger. Like, this never should have happened to me in the first place.
A Cake News investigation found in 2021 at least 10 cases in Wichita where a parolee was arrested for another violent crime.
Are you Goldie Metcalf?
Yes, sir.
He's on parole for 6 other offenses, and this continues the pattern that we see of parolees committing crime in the city.
The issue really came to light in December after police say this man, Goldie Metcalf, went on a crime spree, stabbing and killing Roseanne Machado and leaving her husband in critical condition.
We don't have enough bodies to supervise him as we once did.
Secretary of the Kansas Department of Corrections, Jeff Zmuda, told a legislative committee last month he's dealing with a shortage of parole officers and admits parolees aren't getting the attention they need.
When officers don't have that time to spend and do those behavioral interventions and help provide that support, there's a greater chance that person's going to fail. And what fail looks like is commit a new crime.
The problem, local authorities say, lies in the numbers. They say there's a disproportionate number of violent offenders sent to Sedgwick County. KDOC reports right now 593 parolees convicted of committing a felony against a person are living in Sedgwick County. Of those, nearly 30% of them have reoffended. Compare that to Johnson County, which has 136 people convicted of a violent crime against someone on parole, and just over 18% have been arrested again. Zmuda says in most cases, inmates are paroled to their home county where they can get work and family support. He says that accounts for the lopsided numbers. But take a look at these numbers. The Department of Corrections says right now there are a total of 807 parolees in Sedgwick County. Of those, 272 aren't from here. The state's other large counties are assigned just a fraction of the state's parolees. But Wichita Representative John Carmichael isn't convinced.
And I'm fear that the Secretary of Corrections and the Department of Corrections is in essence trying to whitewash this, is trying to make this seem like not the problem that it really is.
Wichita has the only work release center in the state where parolees can go and try to reintegrate into society. Carmichael says if other centers were set up in other parts of the state, parolees could be dispersed more evenly and closer to their homes.
If you take people and you release them into a large metropolitan area like Wichita, where they have no family ties, no community ties, no history in the community, they end up going back to their prior profession, which sadly they've perfected in prison, and that profession is crime.
It was right here. That's where the knife went in.
These two women found that out the hard way. While they're both healing from physical injuries, they're each emotionally traumatized by what happened, and they're ready to fight back.
We're just hoping there's some way we can make a legislative change, push for that, push for awareness, put some pressure on the state, hopefully, just to do something about this, because this can't keep happening.